I'm Alan Weiss, and this is The Writing on the Wall. Welcome back to Writing on the Wall. The last session was about taking accountability, no excuses. This session is akin to that. I'm talking about lowering the standard. I call this limbo leadership. Remember that? How low can you go? When I moved up here to Rhode Island about 33, 34 years ago, the post office had a sign where you had the post office boxes. And it said, all post office box mail will be delivered by 8:30 a.m. Okay, that's pretty good. Before you worked out, after breakfast, depends, but it worked very well. Get your mail, get your bills. Then that dropped till 9, and then 10, then 11. Now no promises at all. And when you go over there sometimes, you don't get your box mail till 2 in the afternoon. The post office didn't try to meet their standard, they just kept lowering the standard. They didn't try to improve their performance, they kept lowering the standard. There's a new craze out called Wordle. And in Wordle, you have to guess a word by guessing certain letters which are either in the word or not in the word, the right place or wrong. It's pretty clever. But I can see easier variants being developed already. Instead of 5-letter words, it's 4-letter words, you know? There'll be more common words. And so we constantly lower the standard. I guess it'll get to the point where there's just one letter and you get 26 attempts. Some people probably also fail that. It'd be like a Rubik's Cube that's all blue, you know? I've never understood Cliff's Notes. I don't know if they're still around, but when I was in college, I had Cliff's Notes on every subject, every novel, every piece of literature, Cliff's Notes. You know something? I went to school, college, Rutgers, undergraduate for 4 years, because they told me it was 4 years. I didn't stay for 5 or 6. I went for 4. I worked part-time, I got government loans, I got a scholarship. I paid back all the loans within about 4 or 5 years after I graduated. That was what they asked for, and that's what I did. But when I was in Rutgers for 4 years, I read every word on every page in every book. I thought that's why I was there. I didn't read Cliff's Notes. Maybe if I could only pay 1/10 of the tuition, I could have read 1/10 of the books. But no, I thought I was there to read the books. I thought that's what I was paying for. And look at me now. You know, maybe my success isn't an accident. Maybe it's not luck. Maybe it's because I applied myself and I refused to lower the standards. On TV today and in print, we see atrocious language used by the media, and they defend it as current, au courant. And they keep lowering the standard, bastardizing the language. There are weather women on TV, meteorologists, quote unquote, and traffic reporters who are usually female, and anchors who are often female. And on many of the stations, they will appear in a full body shot for some strange reason, or maybe not so strange, in a short skirt and stilettos. You don't need a full body shot if you can sit behind a desk and give the news, or if they can just take a shot of your torso as you point to a weather chart or a traffic photo. But they're taking these shots of these women, which are gratuitous. I think that's lowering the standard from journalism, from reporting, to pandering. When you defund the police, you have fewer applicants for the police. When you have fewer applicants, but you need manpower, person power, you lower the standards so more people can get in. And those people who don't meet the old standards don't do as good a job, usually, which creates more complaints, which creates more demands for defunding, and still fewer candidates. This is a vicious circle that we get into as standards lower. There are some areas where teenagers are being approved to drive 18-wheelers over state lines and even internationally. Teenagers driving 18-wheelers. Every time we lower standards, we create exceptions. And the exceptions are made because people need help. They're inferior. We don't say they're inferior, but we imply it because we're making still another exception. We're lowering the standards still more. Even those who maintain standards and who feel they can sustain standards will see them erode. We have to keep growing. We have to keep raising standards. We have to keep innovating. Innovation raises standards, and it propels society upward and onward. Isn't that what we want? Instead of downward and downward? It requires risk, and it requires confidence, and it requires the acknowledgement of talent. And that goes back to what I said in the last episode, and that is we have to recognize people at work for the talent they contribute and give them an opportunity to practice that talent in the workplace. Otherwise, we'll find out how low we can go when we're under the bar and our backs are on the ground.